Val Morgan Digital acknowledges the Gadigal people of the Eora Nation, the traditional custodians of the land where this podcast is filmed. We pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people.
I was astonished before you even said it, because who's giving someone the nickname baby at work?
Yeah. Oh,
Baby?
that makes it even worse if it's a male giving a female, like, the nickname baby.
Yeah.
Can you imagine, like, in the office being like, hey, baby, can you...
You've clocked into office hours with work besties Sohan and Hameda, helping you survive and thrive between 9 and 5.
Yes, sorry. I was too busy smiling at the camera. Okay, we believe in work and play, so get ready to crush your career and live your best life.
I'm very excited for this episode.
This is just a random one, really.
Yeah.
We actually got some of your guys' dilemmas that you submitted through our form, which if you would like to submit more, please do. We'll put the link in the show notes for you.
I love workplace dilemma stories. Yes. I just find them so entertaining, and in one way or another, they're always relatable. Even if it's not like even if it's not like a direct correlation, you find bits and pieces where you're like, I remember being a bystander when this situation happened, or like I was the other person in this situation. Like there's always some kind of relatability, and I find them hilarious because a workplace is possibly the funniest setting for things to go wrong.
It is, because there's like a code that you have to follow, like an unspoken code of professionalism.
We're cosplaying. We're literally role playing every time we step out of our house for work.
So true.
So the whole politics around it, usually all made up. So it's quite funny when things, go awry.
And I think we talk about this later on, which you guys will hear, but like pretending, acting, just following along, like disconnect from it, it becomes a lot lighter.
Yeah, treat it like you're separating yourself from it. Like you're literally going into it being an actress. Obviously be authentic. But it is quite fun when you just think of work as like your stage, basically.
Yeah, I do love that. Okay, well, without further ado, let's get into these dilemmas.
Let's do it. So this one is called the fake team captain. That's the subject line.
Ooh.
I have a colleague who joined the company on the same date as me. She's about 2 years older. Whenever we've partnered together, she acts like she's the leader, even though our roles are the same. She constantly corrects my English pronunciation, interrupts me when I'm talking, and even rephrases my sentences during presentations. One time during our office badminton match, do they work for Country Club? Anyway, sorry. I mentioned that I was going for Pilates the next day and asked if she wanted to join. Oh, that's really nice. Instead of answering, she corrected my pronunciation, and she was wrong. I said it correctly, so Pilates, which we all know. But she insisted it was Pilates.
Oh, sorry? That's so embarrassing.
Pilates. Anyway, let's not linger on that. It's really stressful partnering with her. She always wants to take control and thinks she's always right. Honestly, it's exhausting. How can I deal with someone like this without losing my mind?
So fair. I feel like that is a lose your mind situation, especially the English pronunciation. It's giving slight racism. Maybe?
Yeah, yes. Definitely some microaggressions happening, but it's also funny because she's not giving correct pronunciation.
I know. Pilates. Have you ever worked with a peer who acted like your boss even though you were equals?
Yes, but not in corporate life.
Oh, tell us.
So I mean, it honestly, I don't even know if it's the same situation because I think I was more senior than the person. It's just because they were a man and it was a male-centric situation.
Yeah.
But it's true. Like, okay, only because I worked at a phone shop, shout out mobile experts. But I was like a phone technician.
Yeah.
And everything. But I feel like the whole vibe around that industry is that boys do it, men do it, men are the experts.
Right.
A lot of the times customers would even be like, I want to talk to him. And I'd be like, he's just a salesperson.
Yeah.
He doesn't know anything about the phone.
Oh my God.
And they literally wouldn't listen to me when I was trying to tell them like things. Anyway, but there was this one coworker I had at that job who fully also had that sentiment, even though I'd been there for like years longer, and would like ask me to do things or like take care of things that weren't my job, even though they had no idea what they were doing.
I hate it.
Yeah. It's still, and it kind of is the same because they weren't correcting my English, but they were trying to correct my technical knowledge, and they were always wrong.
Yeah.
So I've been in this situation. This is wild.
Like this, it's not the exact same situation for me, and we weren't equals, but there was someone on my team one time, this is ages ago, who was senior to me and would like love to imply that I shouldn't ever take sick leave. Like they would be like, yeah, I never take sick leave. And I'd be like, oh, impressionable young baby. I'm like, oh my God, I should never do that. And it took me a long time to relearn that you're allowed to take sick leave when you're sick.
Yeah.
So that's wild and super frustrating to deal with.
Yeah, Jesus, no. Do not. That's terrible advice. Don't take sick leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
No, especially post-COVID times. I feel like that really normalized sick leave for all of us.
That's true.
Which is great.
Yeah.
So like, how would you deal with someone like this?
I'm just a troll.
Yeah.
So I don't think I would do it in a way that I want to give advice about, because I would kind of, in this situation, I'm like, don't practice.
You can't say.
Yeah, because I mean, I just feel like I would, really just emphasize the palates of it all.
The palates.
Yeah.
I would start calling it palates moving forward.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and kind of make a fun, lighthearted joke about it and try to alleviate some of the tension.
Yeah.
By like... Because it is hard if you're very direct in this kind of situation. I think it can it can switch the vibes off, and kind of, which is not this person's problem to deal with.
No.
But if it was me, I think I would kind of
try to like be sensitive around the situation.
Yeah,
and not like just fully be like, what are you doing?
Yes, I would make jokes around it. So I'm trying to think of an example. Like, because if they're correcting my English pronunciation, I would probably try and make a joke about like, well, I speak 2 languages, do you? Because as someone that can only speak English, I am so jealous of everyone that can speak multiple languages.
As someone who does speak more than one language, I don't know that I would use that as my kickback, only because... I think it's more funny that the person is wrong. You know what I mean? Like if they were right in correcting me, I would be like, well, actually, I like have multiple things happening in my brain, but like because they're wrong, I think that's in itself it's like karma. So I would just laugh quietly at them internally. Yeah. So that, at the end of the day, the only person they're making look silly is themselves.
So I think, for OP here, like keep that in the back of your head, and that might help save your sanity a little bit.
Oh,
is like, 100%. Don't let it get you down if they're constantly like rephrasing your things. It's like they're wrong. Yeah. So how embarrassing for them.
Exactly. And if you're noticing that they're wrong, other people are too. You don't have to say anything. Just like be. And that's why kind of playing into it helps, because other people around you will be like, what are you saying? And you can be like, that's how she pronounces Pilates. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I think I would also take it one step further and like make a joke of like, oh my gosh, this person speaks the Queen's English, guys. We all need to like listen to what they say. Like it's Pilates, it's not Pilates. And then every time like anyone says anything, because you know how like when we talk, sometimes I'll just like stumble on a word and like, that happens to everyone.
Yeah. Oh, it's so funny making fun, especially in like texts.
Yeah.
Like in group chats, if one person misspells a word or says it wrong, everyone's repeating it.
Everyone's repeating it.
Over and over again.
So what I would do is I would like, if someone stumbles on a word or if I stumbled on a word, I'd be like, wait, sorry, did I say that right? Okay, great. Like lean in, make it fun, alleviate like the like tension in the situation. And when it comes to rephrasing what you're saying in meetings and presentations, something that I learned that I think is a really great tip is like validate what they say in a way that kind of shows that you came up with it. So if you say something like the apple is red and then the person is like, yeah, the apple's red, I would then be like, exactly, and then keep going.
Oh, yeah. Like the reassurance and like making them feel like you're on the same team.
Yeah. And it's like, exactly. Like, it's kind of like, that's what I said. And you said it as well. You understand.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. I'm so glad you're like getting across what I'm saying. Or, yes, you get it. That's what I would say.
That's genius.
Yeah. And it's just great. Not too intense. And you're just like, yeah.
I love that.
Okay, cool.
Iconic.
Okay, one more question here.
Yes.
Do you think age plays a role here? I mean, it's only a 2-year age difference, but
Yes.
Yeah.
I was actually going to bring this up
Yeah.
and then I forgot because we started talking about plates. But
plates.
I do think that this person might be insecure that they're starting a role with someone 2 years younger than them and they're on the same level. They probably
Yes.
feel like they should be more ahead and more senior, even though on paper they're not.
Yeah.
And it's tough. I feel like everything we've given advice-wise earlier to this can still be applied for someone 2 years older. Honestly, even potentially, if you notice they are really good at one particular thing, just asking them about that and making them feel really
Yes.
good about knowing that one thing could make them be more friendly and like instead of trying to compete with you, feel like you're on the same level.
And this is a great like lesson, I think, in, and it sucks that we have to do this, but really like anticipating people who are difficult to work with, like learn their moods, learn their tendencies, and like strategically work around it in a way where you're like avoiding conflict that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
And yeah, if they're a bit insecure about the fact that you're younger and you're on the same level as them, there are things, you can do to make them feel like they're good at their job.
Yeah.
And validate them. Lead with kindness.
Exactly.
We love it. Okay, let's go to the next one. The stolen idea. I've been job hunting for a while and honestly, it's relentless. I applied for a dream job that fits perfectly with my experience and skill set. The interview went really well, or so I thought. I also had to submit a practical test, which was kind of like a trial run of the work I would do if I got the job. Very normal, love that.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time on it, researched the company's tone of voice and style, put my own spin on it, and was really proud of the ideas I put forward in the end. During the interview, the interviewer said I was a standout candidate. They said they were going to call my references, and honestly, I thought the job was mine.
You would.
Yeah. But I got an email saying I was unsuccessful without any further context. Turns out they never even called my references. I checked with the people I had put down as references. The kicker, I saw that the company actually executed one of my ideas that I submitted during the practical test. If they used my idea, surely I was a good candidate. I can't understand why I didn't get the job. Plus, it feels like an ethical gray area to use my idea and then not hire me. How should I even feel about this?
Oh my God.
In my role, I've had to hire people, right? And one time, a candidate, like, practical tests are a big part of like getting a job.
Yeah.
One time, this candidate, who was definitely a strong candidate, put forward an idea that we actually already had planned and was in early stages of pre-production. And to me, like, what that says is that this person gets the brand, gets the tone, and came up with a great idea that's aligned with what we're already doing. So to them, it may have seemed like we stole their idea. However, I had that in the back of my mind. So I made sure to tell the candidate, like, that's fantastic. Like, we actually already have this in pre-production right now. You're like, you're on the money with it.
Okay. That's a great way of putting it. Because I feel like I have also been in this situation where I've shared an idea with a potential job and then discovered that they were doing something very, very similar after the fact.
Yeah.
And I did feel like they stole my idea. I didn't like go out of my way to be like, you stole my, because like, what are you going to do? Especially in a creative industry. It's like everyone has the same ideas. You can't prove anything because everything is so, it's just recycling.
We're all stealing each other's nachos in one way or another.
100%. Because it's like every idea is just a different version of a different idea.
Yes.
Like, and that's just the way the world works.
You mean we're not the first duo to start a podcast?
Yes. Unfortunately, that's what I'm saying.
Flabbergasted.
Unfortunately, there are many. But we're our favorite. Yeah.
We're about to be your favorite.
After this conversation, I don't know. No, but like, so I can see where this OP feels betrayed.
Yes.
It also depends on the context of the idea, because if it's like a situation where they put forward that idea and they had that idea in the bank and blah, 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 and they like implemented it and didn't actually make revenue directly from the idea, like, it also equally could be whoever interviewed them didn't realize they were stealing the idea. It just
because it's in the back of your head.
And then they were like, oh, that's like, I came up with this without realizing they heard it.
That's such a good point, because sometimes, like, when I'm working on a project, I actually actively try not to consume other things that are similar because I don't want to accidentally do that.
Exactly.
You kind of want it to be as original as possible. I think with this one, it's hard because the interviewer gave them so much reassurance, saying they were a standout candidate, they're going to call their references. Unfortunately, though, I think the reality of job hunting is that this person may have come in, done an amazing interview, was a standout candidate, but then the hiring manager may have interviewed like 3 other people later that week that maybe were even better, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And that's why they never ended up calling your references and why you didn't end up getting the job.
Also, it might have just been cut. Like, they might have not hired anyone, because that happens a lot as well.
That does.
Yeah.
Such a good point. And makes sense maybe why they didn't give extra context there as well.
Yeah. And in terms of the ethical grey area, though, I do agree that...
Bad form.
Bad form if they were conscious.
If they were conscious of it, it's bad form. I think this person shouldn't let it get to them. Like, don't let it get to you. I would actually take this as a positive. Like, the fact that you came up with an idea that they executed shows that you were a good candidate for the role and you know what you're talking about, and maybe there'll be another job out there for you that's even better that you can then give your amazing ideas to.
Yeah, and that's literally how we feel when we see other people kind of doing things that are similar to like what we do on our like socials and stuff.
Yeah.
It's very much, instead of being like, oh my God, I can't believe they're like copying us or whatever, like very high school. It's just an indication of how well we're doing.
Yes.
So look at it like that. Like the fact that they're doing something, even if it was on purpose, they thought your idea was that good that they wanted to implement it regardless. Like, that's a really great thing for you. And all of like your next idea is going to be better.
They can steal your idea. They can't steal your brain.
That part.
You can come up with more ideas.
And
it's
you will.
So fun. And you will. Would you ever call out a company for this?
No.
No. Yeah.
I don't have time for that. They're a company. I'm a person.
It's like, what's the point? What are you hoping to get out of it? Also, specifically, I think we've spoken about this before, in Australia, in creative media industry, it's so small. If you call out a company, it could come back to bite you in the backside.
Yeah. Also, maybe don't mention it at like next interviews.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We need to do like a job hunting episode.
Oh, yes.
Because yes, big red flag is when someone will come in and like start bad mouthing their old employer or their old boss. It's like,
also, you never, like, the hiring manager might be besties with the person who works at
So
that company. Like, just don't mention it.
Yeah, just don't mention it. Focus on the positives.
Yes.
Anyway, that's a whole other episode, which we'll get into.
Subject line is stay in your lane. Okay. I'm struggling with a difficult senior teammate and don't know how to handle it. Our team is big and most of us were hired at the start of last year. We were all entry-level trainees in a tough role. We bonded fast because there wasn't much formal guidance, so we leaned on each other.
Love that.
One senior, with a few years' experience, rejoined after a year away, but they've been unreliable from the start. During our training, they weren't helpful. They'd agree to do things and then not follow through, and over time, we just stopped relying on them. Things escalated when I raised a concern about document review timelines, something I was actually right about, according to our company's policy. The senior privately messaged me, accused me of being unprofessional, then deleted the messages. Okay. Later, when said documents were moved without telling the wider team, I asked about the ones I was working on and said I planned to move them back. The senior came at me again saying I was overstepping, unprofessional, and needed to stay in my lane. Now I've lost trust in them. I feel unfairly targeted and I'm anxious about more conflict. I want to stay professional and survive in this role, but I don't know how to work effectively with someone like this. What should I do?
This is a hard one. I will say, though, going back to moving the documents around, if I was this person, I would not have said, I plan on moving them back. Like, I do feel like, I don't want to be brutal, but I feel like that was maybe overstepping a little bit. It's not this person's fault, because I feel like communication would have been nice about the process changing. But instead of saying, I'm going to move them back, I would have said, can I just get across the new process because these documents are missing and I need to access them? Yes.
Yeah, 100%. I think just saying you're going to move them back is probably not the best way to go about the situation. I think if you wanted to publicly shame them, which might be the vibe, just saying, where did they go?
Yeah.
Just like playing really ignorant.
Playing dumb. Yeah. Which is true because you don't know. You haven't been told.
Yeah. And then that like alerts anyone you wanted to alert to the situation about it, because they might start asking questions like, why are these moved? What are we doing? Why wasn't the team informed? And you're completely out of it. You're like an innocent bystander who just didn't know where these files were that you were working on. Saying that you're moving them back, like if I was trying to implement a new process and perhaps it slipped my mind to let the team know and someone just said, I'm moving them back, instead of just being like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I would also be like, stay in your lane.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. You're going to find out eventually.
Yes.
And I might even become more spiteful towards what?
It's true. And this is so, because, you know, reading these dilemmas, you know, I understand where OP is coming from, because there's a lot of history here with this senior teammate, like, not being reliable, and they kind of have learned to work without them. I think it's important not to hold resentment, because it can come out when you don't even realize it's coming out. Like, I'm going to move the documents back. It's like, that is an example of your resentment manifesting itself maybe without you realizing. And yes, if you had a list of the entire context and presented it to a court of law, they might be like, yes, this is annoying, but you really have to protect yourself in the workplace and in situations like this, and make sure you're not doing anything that could be interpreted as not being a team player.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I do, now that you say that, I feel a bit of resentment from the OP, because it seems like they were let down by this teammate because they joined and it was like such a tough role with barely any training, when this person was, I don't know if they were there when they started. They were there, and maybe they kind of were either expecting them to set them up at that stage or when they got back, and that didn't happen. Yeah. So now this person is like, well, you don't want to help me, therefore I don't care about you. Yes. And don't respect you. Yeah. And that's hard to come back from.
It is hard to come back from. I think it's also a reminder, like, for all of us, is that sometimes, like, management or like senior leadership and like people who are higher up than you in the company, they could be having conversations that maybe you're not across. And that's why sometimes things change, things happen that affect you, and, you know, you're kind of confused about it. But just knowing, like, in the back of your head that you might not be across all of the conversations and all of the things that are happening, and just wait it out. And I think also just ask for clarification. And if you're unsure, just ask for more details, or when can we get an update on this, instead of holding on to resentment and like letting little passive aggressive things come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Because like I said, I wouldn't dig that. No. As a person. And you might be so alike. Like, maybe you and this teammate are like the same person, and that's why you're butting heads. Like, you never know.
So true. Have you ever been told to stay in your lane?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have, but by my manager.
Yeah.
And it was because I was like trying to help with more than I needed to.
Yes, yes.
And they wanted me to refocus on my actual work, which is so fair.
So fair. Like, I can't think of a specific situation where I've been told, but I know I've been told the similar sentiment before of like, and actually it was a reality check for me, because I was like, I actually don't need to worry about this at all. It's actually not my problem in the slightest.
But it's so hard to think like that when you're in the situation.
Yeah, it is.
And that comes with time. And I've noticed, like, you and I over the past couple of years have really mastered the not giving a flying insert word that would be anyway.
No, it's true. What I mean? Yeah, like we are getting better at disconnecting emotionally from things in the workplace, which is really hard, especially when you love what you do. Yeah. But if you can just get over that hump, and, you know, it also, it comes with practice. Like, sometimes you won't believe it, but if you just say, like, I actually don't care, like, it's whatever, it's going to be fine. Just say it, practice it, your brain will start to believe you eventually.
And then also just like, we can crash out about this when we get home. Like, just tell yourself, like, right now, let's keep it together. Let's be really like agreeable and like someone who the business wants to keep in their life. And then when you get home, you can yell about it with your friends. Yeah. Really, or like your trusted coworker. Yes.
Send a voice note to your group chat. Exactly. Get it all out. Have a sleep. Wake up. Do some self-care. You'll probably feel like a new person the next day.
You absolutely will. Yeah. And then you won't accidentally say things out of like emotion that might make the situation worse.
Okay, next dilemma. This one's called Don't Call Me Baby. I had to sing it.
I love that. I was thinking of the Ariana Grande, Lana Del Rey, Miley Cyrus collab. Don't Sorry.
I don't
But
know
it's-
this song.
No, it's because it's Don't Call Me Angel.
Okay.
But that's where my... Anyway,
Whoa.
please continue.
Generational difference. Not really, because we're not that different in age. Okay. I feel my colleague is overstepping some boundaries, and frankly, it makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to be rude, as I know they're just trying to be friendly and they want me to feel included in the team, as I recently just started. Everyone on the team has a nickname, and the one he's appointed mine was Baby, which just seems really inappropriate. I don't know how to bring up that I don't like being called Baby without hurting his feelings and don't want to ruin the banter we have. What do I do?
As you were reading that,
Yeah.
the subject line became clear.
Yeah.
And I was astonished before you even said it, because who's giving someone the nickname Baby
Yeah.
at work?
Yeah.
Baby.
Yeah.
And it's a male. I'm guessing the OP is a woman.
Yeah. Oh,
Baby?
that makes it even worse if it's a male giving a female, like, the nickname Baby.
Yeah.
In saying that, though, I can see it happening. I'm not justifying it, and I've said this last time as well. But, if you have, like, a new person starting, you could be like, oh, they're the baby of the team.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Like, oh, they're so baby.
Yeah. That's how I interpreted it. Like, oh, this is our baby. Like, even if they're, like, maybe they're younger as well.
So you would never nickname anyone baby.
No, I mean, it is a bit weird, but this is what I'm trying to understand why the hell you would do this. And I feel like maybe it's just, oh, this is the baby of our team. Like, they just started.
Okay, I would get that. That
Yeah.
would make it a little less weird and awkward.
But can you imagine, like, in the office being like, hey, baby, can you... HR?
Yeah. HR, for
Yeah.
real. Because what do you mean you're calling someone baby?
And this is hard as well because, like, if they've got, like, nicknames for everyone and there's, like, a bit of office banter and it's,
I want
like,
to
good
hear
culture.
the other nicknames.
Yeah, I know. I wish
In
I
the
could.
context. Is it like, is there a
it like
daddy?
grandma?
Is there a mamacita?
I'm a mommy. But yeah, it's hard because you don't want to, like, get rid of the office banter and the fun, but you need to hold up a boundary. I think similar to the first dilemma we spoke about, I would make a joke of it and go in and like, I would tell them, like, I don't want to be called that, but in like a fun way, like, can we please not call me baby anymore? Like,
I have a confession to make.
Did you nickname someone something?
No, I was nicknamed and I tried to make a joke of it and then it didn't help. I also said that I didn't like the nickname.
Wait, is this the one that I called you all the time? Oh my God, I'm so sorry. I've stopped calling you that now.
But now I don't care.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Okay.
Wait, let's tell the story.
So, as we know, and I've talked about before, the name Hameda can cause a little bit of confusion because it's not spelt the traditional way the name Hameda would be spelled. It's like autocorrect thinks it's a Japanese airport, but
Haneda, the airport.
yes, exactly.
Until I trained my phone, like, this is Hameda, please.
Yeah, thank you to autocorrect for understanding that's my name now. But so what happens is because I get a lot of emails from PR, and even though my name used to be in my email, no longer anymore, but even though it was there, they would generally either they'll give you someone else's name completely because they've forgotten to change it.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of funny because you're like, Jerry, my name is Jerry, ha ha ha, and that's a funny nickname. But like other times they just misspell my name. And once they spelt it Hameda, so Hamenda.
Yeah, and you screenshotted it.
I did screenshot it because I thought it was hilarious, but that backfired because then everyone started calling me.
But wait, didn't you change your Slack name to Hamenda?
That was me playing into the joke.
Yes.
So, because...
And then I just started calling you Hamenda for like the next 2 years.
When it first happened, I was like, hey guys, I really actually don't like being called this because it reminds me that people fuck up my name and that's kind of triggering. And then I guess I probably said it too lightheartedly and playfully that people thought I was playing into the joke. Another problem I have is that oftentimes people don't know if I'm joking or being serious because of the way that I deadpan humor sarcasm. So people probably thought I was still joking to the point where there was even an emoji made with Hamenda.
Yes.
And
the custom emoji was Hamenda. And it was a photo of you.
Yep. And it got to it got to the point where I was like, I kind of just need to like lean in and let it go because it is kind of funny. And I did. And now it doesn't bother me. Now I think it's funny. But at the time, I was like, guys, I really don't like this.
I just want to formally apologize to you because I feel so bad. I also, now that we're talking about this, I do vaguely remember you saying that, but I think...
You thought it was a joke?
Yeah, like, I didn't think it was...
Because you would never continue doing it if you
Yeah.
thought I was, like, serious.
No, of
And I
course
know
not.
that.
Of course
That's
not.
why it was, like, not really... Like, I
Yeah.
wasn't offended because it was, like, they literally think that I'm joking. And,
Yeah.
like, there's nothing I can do now.
But that's so... Yeah, the nicknames. I'm trying to think of other nicknames, like... Whenever, like, any of us on our team now go overseas, we nickname the person based on where they've gone. Like, when I went to South Korea, I went to Seoul. My name became Sohan.
Yes.
Which was so funny.
Yes.
And then when you went to LA, it was Hameda.
Which is so cute.
And then you change the name on Slack for like a week and it's just like...
It's a little fun joke and nicknames are really fun, but not baby.
Baby is weird.
Let's come back to baby.
Yeah, that's... So, yeah, I would...
So my point is that if they try to make it a joke, it might backfire and then everyone will just
starts
keep
calling them
baby. But then that could lead to them being like, actually, baby kind of is just a funny nickname and doesn't mean anything, which is what happened with me with Amanda. So, like, who knows?
It could also be, like, if you're new to the team, obviously it feels a bit uncomfortable to be called that by people you don't know very well. But in time, maybe it will lose the weight of it. I'm not trying to, like, invalidate this person's feelings. I think it's okay not to want to be called baby, especially if it's a male colleague, which it is.
Like, what if she turned around and called him daddy? Surely HR would be called.
Yeah.
But it's like baby, daddy, like...
Yeah.
It's the same language.
Maybe they should start calling him daddy.
I feel like he might get the wrong impression and that could
go badly. No. Okay, here's another way I would maybe describe it is you're new to the team, you may not know everyone, but if there's someone that you are starting to maybe connect with more than others and they feel a little bit more trusted, maybe just mention to them like, oh, I actually really don't like this and suss the vibe, because they might then turn around and be like, oh my God, like we had no idea you felt that way. Like it's all good. We'll give you a new nickname. Yeah. Another thing you could do is like, I'm trying to think, like in Slack, I'd probably be like, poll brainstorming my new nickname and give like 3 other options, get everyone to vote, and then just start leaning into whatever that is.
So funny. I love that.
Yeah.
It's so like, let's do this. It's so Capricorn.
Yeah.
Like, here's the plan.
Yeah. Poll, I've got 3 options.
Crowdsourcing.
Pick your favorite. Like, and then you're leaning into the banter, you're leaning into the culture. It's a bit of fun.
Yeah.
And that could be another way of like getting around this one.
Or you could get a "Don't Call Me Baby" t-shirt. I'm sure they exist.
Yeah. You could just start singing that every time someone calls you that.
Yeah. Or you could just honestly, just maybe even lean into it. Like every time like someone leaves you out of a conversation, be like, no one leaves baby in the corner. I don't know. Like make it comedic so it's not weird.
Make it funny so it's not weird for sure. I'm also thinking like, would that result in like, if you are then known to be baby, could that then impact your career growth and perception of yourself in the workplace? I think it might.
True.
Because if you're known as baby, are you going to get a promotion? I mean, you'd hope so, but you never know.
You're not going to be the first person on the list for it. I wonder why they gave her that nickname. If it is because she's new, that's fair.
I'm going to assume she's new and she's younger.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit younger. So what in our office we have VMD young and VMD old.
That's how we segregate.
I think that happened because like us coming from like, I mean, we've been it's been how long?
VMD young over there.
No, we started working together when we were in like our early 20s and now we're like in our 30s and we're VMD old. Yeah.
I didn't even think of that, but you're right. I was in my early 20s
when I met you. And now we work with people who
are our age when we started.
Yeah.
And that's really weird. It was really weird when we started.
And everyone was younger than us. And
you don't assume that.
No.
By the way, it's not like a thing where like you immediately join and you're like, oh my God, everyone here is so much younger than me. Because when I first joined, I thought they were like around our age.
Yeah, well, I assume everyone is my age. That is my like blindness. Yeah. Until they tell me otherwise and then I'm super shocked.
Yeah. Which is what happened to us. And suddenly we realized we were surrounded by people in their mid-20s and we were in our early 30s. Yeah. And that's scary. Yeah. Not in a like, oh my God, I'm aging way. In a, how did I not realize that you were 6 years younger than me? That's really weird.
And then I think it forced me at least to reflect on the long time I've been alive. And, but yeah, that's kind of like a bit of fun office banter with how we talk about it.
Oh yeah.
And then like,
and that's, I hope, not weird. Well, we didn't even make it up. I feel like the young
they
people did.
we didn't make it up. They did it. They
did
started
it.
calling us VMD
They
old.
segregated us.
Anyway, it's just don't take it personally as much as you can, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I would say. And if you have banter with this person and you don't want to ruin it, or I don't think you'd be hurting his feelings by saying that you don't want to be called baby, because like, get over it. That's weird. If his feelings are hurt, that's weird.
Grow up, yeah.
Subject line, the job share I didn't ask for. I've been working in my current workplace for a few years now. Initially, when I got the job, it was a new role, but I took some extended leave and a temp was hired to cover me for the few months that I was away. I come back and just get told my role will be split in two, and they hired the temp permanently without any interview. Not a great feeling after having various interview stages to get my role. Moving forward 2 years or so, the temp keeps stepping on my toes with work, trying to impose on my side of the job despite setting boundaries, requesting to be invited to meetings where they have no relevance, and generally being rather secretive. Probably also worth noting that the tension has been raised with management previously where the boundaries were redefined. I now feel like I have to explain that anything I do isn't personal against them, just me doing my job. How do I tell them to back off without sounding aggressive?
Oof. This is a hard one.
This is a hard one, but I also don't like that they called the other person temp when they're not a temp anymore.
They're not a temp anymore, yeah. The build up again of resentment here, and even the note about like them getting the job without any interview not being a great feeling. It's like, well, they did the job.
And they interviewed, and then, yeah, during their temp process, they probably did everything that the company required as part of the interview process. They were able to see that in real time. Yeah. So it makes sense that they wouldn't interview them again.
Yeah, it makes sense. And I don't think you should hold on to the fact that they got the job without as much work that you did. It's just, unfortunately, I think this is just a situation that you don't really have control over. You can't really do anything about in terms of them hiring the temp.
No, I think you should see it positively. I don't think this is a bad thing. I know that you feel like they're overstepping and like coming into your space, but really you're kind of like splitting up the work. So your role won't be as tough. You can actually have someone to collaborate with if you look at this the right way and like grow that relationship. Because obviously if they did well enough being a temp in your role that the company wanted to hire them, they're probably very good. And you could maybe learn things from them. They could learn things from you. It can be very beneficial for both of you if you let go of the fact that you thought it was going to be this job. Suddenly you're back and you don't have as many responsibilities as you assumed. Unless they cut your pay, then that's different. That's weird.
That would be weird. I'm assuming they didn't.
Otherwise they I'm pretty sure that's illegal. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't. That's such a good way of putting it, and I love that approach. Is like, okay, this is now someone I get to collaborate with. I get to bounce ideas off, and I get to like, maybe learn from, instead of feeling threatened and like your job's being taken over. Yeah, it might not be exactly what you signed up for, but see it through. Maybe you could like get a lot out of it and it could like get you ready for your next step.
100%. Like it's not like you came back and they're like, actually the temp is your new manager. Like that would be scary.
That would be wild.
That wouldn't be okay with me. Although I will say when the one and only time I've had a temp do my job while I was gone, I was very much paranoid that they would do it better than me. And then I would like come back and be like, oh no, now everyone loves this person.
Oh my gosh.
And the way that I dealt with this paranoia and anxiety is I over prepared the handover so that anything that they did successfully could be linked back to me.
Because you told them all about it.
They had all the resources. So they can't like, they're not having to do it themselves. It's all based on what I've told them so that when I come back, it's like, oh my God, you had such an excellent handover.
Oh my God, I love that.
Which is kind of like malicious and mean to the person temping, but like I have to protect myself.
Exactly.
So I get it. I get feeling threatened.
Yeah, I get it too. I think that's a like understandable feeling, but try and let go as much as you can and see the positive of it.
Yeah. Especially if you really like what you do in your job, which it sounds like you do since you're so territorial over it. With them trying to impose, even though you are setting boundaries. Oh my God, I wonder if this is the...
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. Flashback.
It's hard. I think like, with them imposing on you and you've already raised the tension with management, boundaries have been redefined. I would maybe suggest like a quick meeting, catch up on a Monday morning. Like, hey, what are we working on this week? I'll take this on, you take this on. I'll be good. I'll come to you for like if I need any help, like, are you all good with what you've got? Great, let's go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's like the perfect way to do it, because then you're literally across everything they're doing. So you don't feel like you're being blindsided. They probably won't feel the need to overstep being across everything that you're doing as well. And if they are really like being like, no, I want to help you with this, or like a particular part of it, and you take a step back, because if they are actually better at that thing, it might be actually very beneficial for you to be like, great, you can take that on, and then figure out a new strategy of how to split the workload based on what you each are good at.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people will be really, really good at one thing that I'm okay at. And it took a long time for me to realize it's actually not detrimental to you to be like, you should do this because you're really, really good at it. It can actually build a great relationship between you and that person, and you can learn from them as well.
100%. Such good advice.
So personally, I've never been in a situation where I've gone and like something drastically has changed when I get back. I like to attribute that to my incredible handovers. But have you ever had a situation where you've been away and you've come back and your role's been completely changed?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. You know about this. So remember when I went to Tasmania for a week?
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I was away. I was on holiday with the girlies for a week. And while I was away, like, someone asked me like, oh, we've got a meeting. Can you join? Like, I know you're on leave, but can you join? Like, it would be really great if you could join. Here I am thinking like I'm about to get an award for being like a great employee, doing great work. I was like, yeah, I'll join. Turns out it actually was, what happened while I was away was, it was the acquisition of BuzzFeed by Val Morgan, which now we're acquired. But that was a huge change because, I went on leave for a week, came back, new contracts, new manager, new office, a whole new team, new colleagues. Like, the roles were kind of up in the air. My title changed. Literally everything that could possibly changed.
I didn't think of that.
Yeah.
Wow. Because I was here.
You were here, and I was checking teams at Dark Mofo
on a literal island.
Yeah. So that was wild. I think it was kind of a blessing that I was away while it all happened, because I was able to switch off, and my friends were really great at like comforting me through it. But I think you just have to go with the motions and move through the flow. If there's one thing that is consistent, it is change.
Oh my God.
Like, change is going to be always happening. So the more you can just learn to get on board, ride with it, be solution focused and keep going, like the easier it will be, and disconnect emotionally from it.
Yeah. And it's not going to be for everyone. Some people won't be able to hack it. And that's not negative. I don't mean hack it in a negative sense at all. I just mean like, maybe you literally came back and your job is not the job that you were doing and you're not passionate about it anymore. And we had people like that were like, this doesn't really align with what I want to do. And they, didn't come over during the acquisition. But if you are noticing, hey, this is the best option for me, and even though it's different from what I'm used to and comfortable with, I need to just like stick it out. And that's kind of what we did. And now we're here.
Love it. Quick references to take away from the episode. I think one for me is what we've said is like, disconnect emotionally from things. Don't take things personally. I know it's hard. I know like the natural tendency is to like feel everything. I mean, if you're an empathetic person and that's how you are inclined, yes. Just pretend to not take it personally, maybe.
Oh yeah, pretending is the best tool you can hone for yourself. Train yourself to be a great actor. Thankfully, we had a lot of practice growing up with our parents, but acting is a great attribute to have in a corporate office, and you wouldn't think of it, but it really is.
And it then becomes real after a while, which is great.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to find the positivity in every situation, even though at first it feels like something that's scary or like uncomfortable, is always just looking at it at how it can benefit you. Look at every situation and how you can get the most out of it, and not how you can destroy it, because that will, you'll be hit with a carnage. Why would you do that to yourself?
Love that. And I think, jumping off the back of that, to summarize, is like, don't lose sight of your goals. Think about how it can benefit you. What are your overall goals? What is your end goal? And how can you use whatever situation in front of you to further that? Even if it's just showing and practicing how you can be a good colleague and a good person to work with and handle difficult situations in a great way. That's always going to reflect well on you.
100%. Let karma do its thing a lot of the time as well, because it will. If you're finding that someone's incompetent or like being weird, everyone else can see it. I promise you're not the only one who can see it. It might feel like that, but it will get to a point where you'll find someone's like standing next to you and they'll be like, do you think this person is a little bit? And then you can be like, oh my God, I never noticed that before. But yeah.
Always play it safe. We love that.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks for tuning in this week, everyone.
Thank you for clocking in. We love you guys.
We love you guys. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye. Office Hours with Sohan and Hameda is a Val Morgan Digital production and part of the BuzzFeed Australia network. Have a question or topic you want us to cover or a workplace dilemma you want us to unpack? Send us a DM on Instagram at officehoursbf or drop us an email on officehours@valmorgan.com.au.
For more, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at officehoursbf. You can follow Sohan on socials at Sohan Judge and follow Hameda on socials at It's Hameda.
Our music is by Jasic. Make sure to hit subscribe or follow so you don't miss an episode. And if you like what you hear, please rate us 5 stars and tell your friends to clock in.